just realised that on my first video I didn't show you how to cast off. So I've done my 6 inches of knitting and I'm just going to cast off now. So what you'll need to do is place your knitting needle into the stitch and we're going to knit that one off, and then we're going to take that one and knit just the same, and then we're going to lift the stitch over that first stitch we did. So do the next one, knit a stitch just as you did with all the way up, take your thread wool and pull it over the top, so into the stitch, knit it off, take the one from behind, so I'm going to lift it over the top, okay, knit your stitch, take one from behind and lift it over the top. So I'm just going to keep going doing that until I get to the end. So just coming up to my last 2 stitches, so I'll just do that one, lift over the top, and then the very last one. And you're going to take this needle now and lift, put it under that stitch and lift it right over. Now if you pull out that stitch, you'll find you'll make a nice big loop, okay, and what you're going to do with that loop is take your wool and you're going to put it inside that loop, and you kind of take it, pull it out and pull that loop all the way back down, and that will make you a little knot, okay. Now don't cut that off, not too close. What you need to do is leave a nice long end, okay. And then we're going to get a wool needle and we're going to stitch up our bag using that piece of wool, and we're going to stitch this piece of wool out the way as well. Okay, so this is a wool needle, there you go. As you can see, it's blunt on this end because you don't really need anything to go through the wool, but you've got a nice big eye there for threading your wool into, okay. And we're just going to take our piece of wool which we cut off and thread it in like so, okay. Just like that, in through there. Oh, no, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that down out the way, and then I'm going to take this piece of thread as well and I'm going to pull that in, because I just want to be able to pull that in tight so that it's not I don't want it to come unravelled. Okay, so let's just check which end I'm on. That's it. I want to pull that loop out. No, wrong one. There we go. That's it. So I'm going to pull that in so that we've got roughly on the same amount of thread in there. And then we're just going to go, I'm going to put our pieces so that they're touching at the top there, and we're going to sew all the way, pulling those cords out all the way down until we get to that bottom end. We're just going to sew right the way down along there. Now one of these threads is going to stay small and one of these threads is going to stay long, and as soon as you've got a few stitches down with that very first thread, you can cut that one off, okay. So there we go, pull that one out, just make it a little more difficult than it is, but it's quite an easy thing to do. Right, so just do a couple more, and then I'm going to pull that one right out, okay. One more. There you go, and that's all it is to it, basically sewing it up. It's just putting a row of stitches just down there like that. So I'm going to take that one off, that small one, okay, and then I'm going to, something there is rattling, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. So I'm just going to carry on stitching all the way down now. Alright, going in both sides. You're going to see me going in both sides there. Just come down to the bottom. So I stitched all the way down, and here I am at the end. And I'm just going to do a couple of knots in exactly the same way as we do our knots when we're sewing. So I've got my piece of wool. Hang on a minute, let's pull it a bit longer. Got my piece of wool, okay. which I've pushed in, and I'm just going to give it a little twist, and I'm going to bring my needle and put it through and then pull it out like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one of those as well, so I don't want it to come unravelled. So we've got our hole, I'm going to twist it around and then put our needle through and then pull it through, and then you'll get that nice knot on the end. And then I'm just going to cut it with just a small piece on it, and I'm going to do the same with that one. Alright, so go ahead now and sew up that side as well. And then what we're going to do is just take an ordinary needling thread and your ribbon, and all you want to do is you'll turn that way around, you'll put your piece of ribbon on the inside, and you'll just stitch your ribbon onto it. Okay, and then we'll go from there.